birthday, she's going to her mother saying, "Mother, please, can I go with Papa to England? If you let me go, it's all I want." And you know what she said? "No. What are you thinking, sweetheart? It's far too dangerous. Half the time, somebody will follow the truth if you come back quickly." But it's on Abigail's 12th birthday, where she goes to her mother, all grown up like, and she says, "Mother, please, all I want for my birthday is to see my grandmama just once more. If you let me go, I will never ask again." I'm sure some of you parents have heard that line a time. Mrs. Captain.
There. Looks like him.
I will allow you to take Abigail this time, but only on one single condition. You must promise me, giving me your word, no matter what, even if the very worst were to occur, that you will bring our little girl back with you. And it's with this promise Captain Slew takes his daughter, he takes his crew, they wave goodbye to Mama at the docks, and they leave, making way to England. And they make it there, totally, completely, and utterly fine. In fact, Abigail's reunited with her beloved grandmama, and according to the captain's logs, her grandmother, quotes, dotes on her. She takes her shopping down the docks of London, buys her beautiful white lace dress and a golden match. Abigail, she wore that dress.
Watch that one right there.
We believe it to be the one she was buried each night. Abigail's having a lovely time in England. She's getting to meet and play with cousins that she did not get to meet prior, but what is not so lovely is the rumour that's beginning to circulate.
What is that?
Of these sailors down by the docks of London. Rumour has it, did you hear? The Black Plague is making its round once more. And as soon as Captain Slew hears this news, the smart
Right there.
takes his
See it.
boat, takes his crew,
Just saw it move right there.
they wave goodbye to his grandmama at the docks, and they leave in pursuit to outrun the sickness back to boat that they go. And everything seems all right. And a couple days later, a couple of men, they start coughing up this terrible black tar-like.
There it is, right there.
This is these men coughing up the rings.
Someone's standing there. Don't look like it?
Known as the Black Plague, in modern times known as the pneumonic.
Now look at this right here.
And like I said just minutes ago, there is no vaccine.
I don't know what it is.
This is a death sentence. And these men are so
I can't see it with the naked eye. Well, if you zoom in, you start getting all kind of movement.
You bravely march yourself all the way up to the top of the deck of the ship, and you stand facing ocean side against the railing.
Right there.
The captain and the first mate will then typically have a little ceremony for you. Typically, this concludes by sharing words of comfort, speaking words of comfort over you. Usually this is scripture, something along the lines of, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want," is how the ceremony would begin. The ceremony would then end usually with a couple of sad and lonely hymns, typically ending off with "Amazing Grace," "How sweet the sound," before you are then dismissed from your service. Your body is then thrown over. While this might seem death can die, a slow, painful death is made. This is much better than drowning, although it's a very painful way to die. And this is much better than being very selfish, choosing to live in the all the previous things. While I will not take back the I will say it's not the first time it never makes it easier to do such a terrible thing. And it's certainly not going to be very easy when it is now who's begun coughing up the black carbide substance, who at 12 years old is hiding down below deck between barrels of rum, clutching her doll to her chest, hearing the gunshots overhead. This child is terrified. She knows exactly what is in store. And Captain Slew's first mate comes to Captain Slew very unsensitively. He says, "Captain, you are to do to her exactly as you've done to all the other crewmates. Let me die, let me be sick." It's not easy. He's a father. He's a parent, like many of you are. He cannot bring himself to do this to his little girl. So he came up with a plan. Captain Slew took Abigail by the hand and he led her to his own private quarters. He then tucked her into his bed, he gave her her doll, he made her as comfortable as he possibly could, and then he leaned over and he started telling her bedtime stories. Now Abigail, she's a sassy little girl. She's a sassy little girl. She looked at her father and she said, "Father, I'm too old for this." And they start laughing together, and now instead of telling bedtime stories,
What does that look
talking
like?
about their
The
favourite
face?
memories. How wonderful their time was spent in London together. Their favourite memories.